Yeah, and it's probably hardest in this last 2 weeks here as we go. So continue our commitment to keep you informed during Decision 2024. We are inviting candidates into the 12 News studios for live interviews, and today we're looking at the race for Maricopa County Attorney. We've reached out to Democratic challenger Tamika Wooten, and we hope to get that interview scheduled for you soon. But today we are joined by the incumbent Republican County Attorney, Rachel Mitchell. Thank you for being here.
Thanks
I
for having me.
appreciate it. Let's start with some headlines right off the top of our show today. We had powder sent to candidate Carrie Lake, senatorial candidate Republican. We had powder on campaign signs in Ahwatukee. How aggressive is your office going to be in prosecuting things like this?
Well, it's really concerning, and people should know that regardless of the party or partisanship, we're going to prosecute those cases if it's brought to us by law enforcement and hold those people accountable. This is not okay. This is not the American system of, elections or politics.
What kinds of crimes are we talking about here if you put powder on a campaign sign?
Depending on what the powder is, I mean, it could be anywhere from a threat to something that could cause serious physical injury, death, that type of thing. So we would look at the harm caused as well as, where things were placed and the extent of it. So
let's talk about going forward. We have the election, we have results. How aggressive will your office be if we're looking at some violent protests from either side?
We are committed to making sure that this election is handled in a peaceful way. That is the American way. And if people are going to try to disrupt it through violence or threats or anything like that, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office will respond to that and hold people accountable for that. It is not acceptable to us. All
right, let's go to another story if we can quickly. Tyron McAlpin, he is a man who's got cerebral palsy. He is deaf. His rather rough arrest by Phoenix PD was caught on camera. Your office made the decision to not go through or charge him with some crimes that he was charged with. What went behind the decision?
Well, I was, the NAACP reached out to me on Friday and asked me to take a look at it personally. Obviously, there's so many cases that I can't look at them personally, every one of them. But this one I did, and I also talked to some community leaders as well as leaders in our office, and based on that, made the decision that we would be dropping any charges against Mr. McAlpin.
Why?
Well, we looked at the totality of the situation. Obviously, we're going to have the same charging standard for every case,
right,
whether there's a reasonable likelihood of conviction. And that means we're going to take into account all of the context of what happened. And we did that, and based on that, I felt like dropping charges was appropriate.
So getting this case in front of a jury based on how the arrest was made, you thought would be a losing proposition or would be tough?
Yes, exactly.
All right.
And inappropriate as well.
Okay. The very headline on your campaign website says, "I don't want to see Phoenix or Maricopa County turn into the hellscape that is Los Angeles."
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is I see the same videos that everybody else sees on X or social media that show massive groups of people going into stores, wiping them out, people not being held accountable for crimes, DAs or county attorneys as we call them announcing they're not going to prosecute certain types of crime. I'm not that kind of county attorney. I'm the kind of county attorney that I'm a career prosecutor. I'm going to hold people accountable. I'm going to enforce the law. And because I want to make sure people are safe. I was born here, I grew up here, and I don't want Phoenix or Maricopa County to turn into what Los Angeles or Philadelphia or New York have turned into.
30 seconds here, I know it's tough, but let's say you get another term here, 4 more years. What are your goals?
Well, I want to continue working on organized retail crime. I think that is a bedrock issue. That kind of money that is made from that is used to smuggle drugs. Obviously, I want to continue to tackle the fentanyl that's pouring across our border. And I want to make sure that we address violent crime among juveniles. That is a growing trend across the United States, and it has to be curtailed. And it has to be curtailed early so that their lives are not affected and that they can get into society and be productive citizens.
County Attorney, thank you for being here.
Thank
Good
you.
luck going forward.
Thank you.
Tram.